So this is the government, the Home Office, the Immigration Service, call it what you will, finally doing its job properly.
It's the Border Enforcement Agency. If you're an EU national who wants to come and live and work in the UK, post-Brexit, you need to have permission, and that's under what's called a skilled worker visa. The cost of these visas, including legal fees and application fees, for a 3-year visa is about £5,000, and for a 5-year visa, it's about £9,000 per person. On top of that, the employer also has to have a sponsor's license, and the cost of that, including legal fees, is normally around £3,000 to £5,000. So it's prohibitive for employers to employ people in low-skilled jobs to get the skilled worker visa. Plus, your job has to be within the strict codes of the types of jobs in which you can have a visa. So it's hardly surprising that EU nationals are coming across as non-visa nationals and then working illegally.
But why do we need low-skilled workers, Ivon, from EU countries? Haven't we got enough here? What's the unemployment rate currently? Over 1 million people. I know it's at a pretty low, historic low figure, but plenty of people to do those sort of jobs.
I agree, 100%. I think people are obviously struggling all over the world, and they're maybe not getting work in their own country. Who knows? I don't know what the individual circumstances are, but there's absolutely no reason why they should be here working, and it's absolutely right for the government to remove them. On top of that, if you're not an EU national, you enter illegally, we've got sufficient powers to arrest, detain and remove. And you've heard stories about criminals that are here working illegally as well. And again, there's sufficient powers to automatically deport anyone who's been sentenced to 12 months or more imprisonment, or even on conducive to public good grounds. So the government's got enough powers to deal with this.
Right. Now, do these people really get deported, though, Ivon, or does a human rights lawyer start brandishing a piece of paper saying human rights, and they stay here for months and months, as we've seen with the people crossing the channel in those small boats?
Sure. If they've got family members who are settled here, then they've got a right to challenge that under human rights laws. But I can't see where, if you don't have a relationship with someone settled here, British national, or someone with settled status here, how you can possibly raise those grounds. It'd be very, very difficult to do that.
Well, you can trust lawyers to fight. You're a lawyer, Ivon. You know how ingenious lawyers can be about finding reasons to run up a bill for the taxpayer. I want to bring into the conversation, Ivon, Lucy Beresford, who is, of course, a broadcaster and psychotherapist. Lucy, what's your reaction? This is, for once, the government doing its job, isn't it?
It is. Certainly, the Border Force have been criticised for not having done its job enough over the last few years. And in your report, it says that they are so busy, but a number of people would say, well, there have been too many people who've been slipping through the net and getting away with it. And the polling that has actually happened quite recently shows that even though the cost of living crisis is, for most people, the most pressing problem, that actually people who come to work here illegally are still a real problem for people who feel that their services are under threat. So if you come and work here illegally, you still have to use the GP services, you might have to use schools, you might have to use other services that people who are here legally feel are under threat. So if the government are making a claim, and Rishi Sunak said that that was going to be one of his big 5 pledges this year, to actually get immigration under control, then you want to feel that that's what they're going to be doing. The problem is, are they targeting the right people? So it was really interesting in your report that it was alleged Romanians that they were going after, and they were originally checking to see if there were some Albanians as well. But I wonder whether the Border Force would have made such an effort if it had been people from France or people from Germany.